Welcome to your course tour of Thinking About Psychology 4th edition. Thank you for selecting this book to use in your classroom. This book was created for the high school psychology course and written by high school psychology teachers. Our goal is to partner with you to provide the tools to boost students' interest in psychology and instill lifelong critical thinking skills. The goal of today's session is to prepare you for using your new psychology textbook. We will do an in-depth review of the book and its resources and make sure you have a full understanding of the program. Before we get started, let's review the materials you have received with your order. If you have ordered at least a class set, you should have received a teacher's edition, an ExamView test bank, and the teacher's resource flash drive. It is possible that you received a URL and password to download the flash drive materials digitally versus receiving an actual flash drive. Please note that some components, such as ebooks, Launchpad, are not automatically added to your adoption. These components require additional purchases. If there is anything you have not received, please contact your local sales representative. We also offer every teacher access to our Classroom Compass site. This site provides an opportunity for additional training and information. At BFW, we love to hear about all the different ways our books are used in classrooms. Please log into our site at classroomcompass.bfwpub.com and join our discussion boards to share ideas and strategies with your colleagues and textbook authors. Please note the advice in this video series serves only as a starting point. As you become more familiar with the textbook, the suggestions may or may not apply to your unique teaching needs. Let's begin with the Teacher's Edition. Liz Hammer, the author of our Teacher's Edition, is the director of the Center for the Advancement of Teaching and Faculty Development and also a Kellogg professor in teaching at Xavier University in Louisiana. She also teaches the introductory psychology course at her university. You can be assured the tips and strategies in this book will definitely prepare you for teaching the psychology course. In 2011, the American Psychological Association approved the current version of the National Standards for High School Psychology curricula. This document outlines the fundamentals of teaching psychology as a scientific discipline. The national standards are divided into 7 main content areas called domains. The domains are divided into areas reflecting major units of psychological inquiry. Your textbook is aligned with these national standards and organized to reflect the 7 domains. Turn to page VIII or Roman numeral 8 in the preface table of contents. As you observe the table of contents, notice the domains and subsequent modules. Our authors created a modular approach to provide you with flexibility in instruction. If you are a new teacher, it would be ideal to follow domains and modules in order. If you are an experienced teacher, feel free to organize to fit your syllabus. For example, many teachers begin the course with Domain 4, Socioculture, as a way to engage students at the beginning of the year. Take a few minutes and think about how you would like to organize your course. When you have a plan for how to organize your course, topics and sequence, then you can discuss pacing of the course. Take a few minutes and pause the video now. Now that you have an idea of how you would like to organize your curriculum, let's review resources that are available to you as you build your units and unit lessons. In your Teacher's Edition, turn to page 60A through 60F, Domain 3 Biopsychology Blue pages. Every chapter begins with planning pages or blue pages. These pages are your chapter guide listing all the resources available to you as you teach this unit. Turn to page 60D through 60F. As you scan the pacing guide, please take note of a few points. Pacing is organized by modules. Each module lists the learning goals. Teaching with standards. and suggested days you should spend on each module for either standard or block scheduling. You will notice there are 7 modules for this particular domain. One day is recommended after the third, one exam day is recommended after the 3rd and 11th module. If you teach on a standard schedule, you will spend 17 days teaching the first 3 modules in this unit. If you teach block schedule, the time frame is closer to 8 days. Turn to page 60A and through 60B. The first 2 sections include a domain and module overview. This is important background content to give you an overview of specific information that should be covered in this module. The PD icon is a video led by our Teacher Edition author, Liz Hammer. These videos provide teaching and overall content background to prepare you for teaching. Domain 2 resources found on pages 60B and 60C are activities and demonstrations. These are labeled by the teaching standard number, so they're easy to find. Each of these items is found on the Teacher Resources flash drive. You may also find these resources in Launchpad under the Resources tab if Launchpad is part of your adoption. Student activities are worksheets that you can print and hand out to your students. Demonstrations are prepared with class time and available resources in mind. Turn back to page 60D, the pacing guide. Based on your schedule, standard or block, and your topic sequence, begin planning out your unit lessons. Think about what demonstrations and/or activities you can add to your unit pacing guide. Pause your video now and review a few of the teacher materials found on your teacher resource flash drive. Now that you've started to develop a skeleton of your teaching plan, let's turn our attention to the teacher helps in the margins of the Teacher Edition. Take a few minutes and flip through the pages of the domain. What type of support help do you find? Which ones pique your curiosity? On page 60, Liz's workshops are tips provided by Liz Hammer. These workshops are a great place for you to work through the domain module as they present pedagogical advice beyond what the textbook provides. It's a really great place to start. Every domain begins with an introduction to the domain, and the module activities are designed to activate prior knowledge and engage the students when introducing a new topic. These are great bell ringer ideas, and we've included a time length for each activity to help you gauge your daily lesson better. If a handout is required, the box will include the icon TRM or Teacher Resource Material to let you know to go to your flash drive to find that activity. Let's flip through the next several pages. The engagement activities are putting course objectives into real-world situations for the students. I'm sure you'll use these a lot, as it's always important to show students how what they have learned can be applied directly to their lives. Dig deeper boxes are activities to research a bit and go deeper than what is found in the textbook. Perhaps you want to assign a small project or add some depth to your lectures. Now turn to page 67 and notice the differentiation boxes. Because psychology is usually an elective course, students will come in at all varying levels of learning. These boxes help both levels of students, those struggling and those who are advanced. You will find a variety of activities for each type of student. Ongoing feedback is essential for both teachers and students before moving on to a new concept. On page 70 are Assess As You Go boxes provides you with formative assessments to help identify student strengths and weaknesses so you can further differentiate instruction as needed. Time recommendations are also given to help you plan your class period. The national standards for psychology were revised to ensure psychology is taught as a scientific discipline. To support this endeavor, every domain includes one lab. Turn to page 110. Denoted with a light bulb icon, these labs allow students to experience psychology hands-on, and it definitely makes for fun class time too. Each lab can be completed in a 50-minute class period, and all materials necessary for the lab can be found on the flash drive. As we continue to the end of Module 5 on page 74, we provide you with a quick exit activity or exit assessments to ensure your students know the material and are ready to continue on to the next module. These are called the Close the Module. Pause the video and, focusing only on Module 5, begin to create a rough lesson plan to include an introduction to the unit, engagement activity or differentiation activity, a stop and assess, and a close the module feature. Pause your video now. Let's review your teacher resources before we finish our time together. In addition to your teacher's edition, your most valuable resource is your teacher resource flash drive. It is possible that your sales representative sent you an URL and password to digitally download your materials instead of actually receiving a flash drive. This drive contains professional development videos for teachers, pacing guides, lesson plans, lecture slides, and lab exercises. Anytime your teacher's edition references any materials found on the flash drive, it will use the title TRM for Teacher Resource Materials. Your sales rep may have also provided you with an ExamView test bank or link to download the ExamView test bank. Our test bank includes more than 1,000 questions, and the platform allows for full customization of all your quizzes and tests. You can create and format a test within minutes with the ability to enter your own questions too. You can also edit existing questions, set time limits, incorporate multiple test versions, and also print several versions of the test as well. Now that our review is complete, I'll leave you with a few reminders. Whether you are a new teacher or an experienced veteran, the Teacher's Edition is a valuable tool to help make this course rewarding. Tips and activities are provided throughout the text to help you engage students in high-level critical thinking, analysis, and evaluation. All the activities are not intended to be used in every lesson. When deciding on which to use, ask yourself, which activities best match my objectives? Which activities best meet my students' specific learning needs? How much preparation do I need to present a particular activity, and how much class time do I want to devote to it? This concludes the course tour of Thinking About Psychology 4th edition. We hope you have enjoyed your time and are well on your way to preparing successful lessons. If you have any questions about resource materials, please contact your sales representative. If you have questions about any text material presented in this course, please contact highschoolpd@bfwpub.com. Thank you.